5 degrees now. It's October 2nd. We did get down to 31.1 degrees. You can see right there that that squash really pretty much got nailed, but there is some leaves in there that don't look bad. And it's interesting, this Hubbard squash that's up on the fence didn't do so bad. And only some of the leaves on these squashes did bad. And actually most of the tomatoes did okay. So interesting. And here's a quick view of the Godzilla squashes over on the compost piles. And some leaves are completely damaged and others are just fine. It's a little bit of not quite sure what's going on because that area is pretty cold. The bees are out still enjoying the catnip. I'll be cutting this back. Actually, there is one of those very interesting wasps. They're actually in the squashes doing a lot of pollination over the bees. But the bees are here getting a lot of catnip, which I mostly grow for them, and a little bit the cats. So I'm hoping to get this last bit of fencing done, or getting started on it this next week. We've got the new little chicken house to work on. Again, we had a lot. What was interesting is during this last little period of rain and stuff, we had a regrowth on all the beans, which was interesting, including blooms. So the zinnias are fine. The calendulas are blooming again, which is super cool. I have more seed. I need to just come in here and collect seed like mad. The dahlias in certain places did just fine. Again, these tomatoes did great. So these squashes are mostly fine. And the tomatillos don't look too bad, but I'm going to pick them all tonight. Anything that's pickable is getting picked. That one fell off. Oop, there's another one that fell off. Yeah, that one may not be so good. That one's good. This lovely little zinnia here, I adore this. So I hope it didn't cross-pollinate with anything. I'm going to collect its seed and mark it special because I have really enjoyed this zinnia. And this squash is pretty nailed. This is a summer squash, so it's looking pretty bad. I'm going to pick all of its remaining squashes today too, and probably pull the whole thing up. So it'll be all clear here again. So I do not know. Something got into that tomatillo, but you can see it's a purple one. It's very pretty. So we're doing okay here. Most of these are filled out. Oh, that one isn't. That one definitely isn't. But, you know, we'll see how they make. I'm going to get them roasted with some onions and garlic. And, you know, I did not really plant any bulbing onions this year. That was kind of something I did not do the best job on. But it's okay. I'll do better next time. So take a look at the tomatoes here. The ones that the branches were close to the ground are a little bit damaged. That area is completely damaged. But these are fine. I don't know if it was the morning glory vines helping them out or what the story is, but these look great. So some of them are split. We had a lot of rain. These potatoes that are out here are because they were green or there were other issues. They all need to go into the compost pile to get buried for growth. See if I can get them growing. Boy, this is just such a beautiful purple tomato. And this one did not do well at all, so I have to get what its sticker is because it did not do well once it started raining, which is pretty much us during the summer. So I will not be probably growing that one again, or if I do, I think it might be carbon. If I do, it'll be in the greenhouse. And the nasturtiums got pretty nailed on this side, so they are not looking so good. Of course, the spinach, not the spinach, the mustard did great. Just looking for bad bugs in here. This is actually radish, which I want to, oh, there's enough going to seed, so I should be happy with that. These potatoes are pretty much done here. These potatoes are still pretty green. You can see that squash down there is pretty much finished. So I'm just going to walk around while I still have enough memory on my phone. Carrots are looking great. This potato is kind of a rogue potato. I think it's either a blue or a red one. Probably red, even though it has bluish leaves. Looks a little damaged, but it's okay. I'm going to have to rip that catnip out because I can't have that in the garden here. The cilantro looks perfectly fine, and of course I've got these green seeds, which are kind of a delicacy. They're really fun to crunch on. Kind of get a little burst of coriander, and they're a little soft. So I didn't get so many of the Carnival this year. It was super disappointing. Someone said, "Oh, I'll take one of those yellow ones." I said, "No, you won't. I only have 3 of them left." And I really have only given away 3. So the fact is it really only had 6 good sized, and that one got a little eaten. So only 6 good sized ones. But most of the squash, there goes some of the bicyclists getting ready for the race, which I'm not sure when the race is because it's a fall race, which we've never had before. The curry squashes, I've given about 6 away. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over there. 6 is not probably going to be ripe enough. Oh, it's maybe got enough, hard enough skin. It's just not orange enough. Got 2 more down there. So that's 8, 9, 10, 11. So again, curry squash is just amazing. The other squash which I planted here did nothing. Oh, wait. It was the snake gourd came over from another spot. So the snake gourd came over from here and came up. But I had another squash planted here. I think I planted out all its seed, and it did terribly. This could be the only one that I have of it. I think it's called Autumn Frost. Big disappointment. I'm going to try it again somewhere else, but not on a trellis. So my vlog notes about that. The other thing is these cucumbers, all of them that have been on these trellises, they're not frozen. I mean, again, they did terribly with their leaves because of all the rain. And it did get quite moist. But you can see there's some beautiful stuff. There's even some blooms. I'm not seeing any right now. I was seeing some. But they go all the way up, including with the gourds. So, you know, just some beautiful. And I don't know that I'm going to pick all these today. I'm really going to focus on the tomatoes and the tomatillos. Mostly the tomatillos. So, again, I've got these crazy big squashes. Some of these got nailed, but check out those tomatoes. They're fine. They're fine. I just don't know. And of course, the powdery mildew is terrible. Even those tomatoes up high just looked a little nipped. And I kept cutting these off and topping them the last month. You can actually see that one has been topped, but then it just keeps growing up around it. So these cucumbers, and this one still should be good. And this one, these more Asian style. So really, I just need to do 3 trellises of cucumbers, the lemon or a white, this one Asian one, which is down here, I think. Oh, that was the Mexican cucumber, which I do have a few vines from the Mexican cucumber down here. And it did not freeze out, but I still have never got a Mexican gherkin. So this one, it's not painted serpent. It is delicatessen or something. So it's a pretty nice one. This is painted serpent. I didn't think it turned out as beautiful as it did in the pictures. I'll probably give it another try, but not as impressed. Down here on this end, this is where I did my white cucumbers. You can see I've got a lot of yellow ones going to seed. One part of this trellis did not do well. The other part did great. They were all pretty much planted with my silver slicer. And of course it did wonderfully. So I think 3 is more than enough cucumbers for my family. For just David and I. The horses are over there eating some sunflowers and enjoying it. But, and again, here's one of these crazy rogue squashes along with that. And the one on the far side is starting to develop some cracks horizontally in its stem. It's got to be pretty heavy on this. So, and again, tomatoes look good. I have some potatoes here I need to dig up, and a potato over there. This